And away we go. Put that on there so that I can see any chat that comes in. Yeah, had to reconfigure how the camera and everything, which is not easy with what I've had to do. I'll explain that a bit later. That's a story for later on when there's people on. Something to keep us entertained. So, I don't know who's on. If you can use the chat, just say hello so I can see who you three people are. 3 whole people at the moment. Look you do. 3 is better than none. 3 is better than 2, and 3 is better than 1. So, I suppose the title explains quite a bit. I'm doing a charity bike ride to raise money equally for NHS Charities Together and Gloucester House Addictions Rehabilitation Centre, it's the Salvation Army Rehab in Highworth. And I'm doing that by doing a bike ride between John O'Groats and Land's End. Now, I'm quarantined, so I can't even go out the house, let alone go for a bike ride anywhere. So I came up with this mad idea, and every day it seems to be proven to be madder and madder. But the mad idea of going from John O'Groats to Land's End on a bike trainer, so basically going nowhere. So I found a bike trainer that incorporates Google Maps, and that's where the idea was born from. We're a few legs in now. We have done 286.5 miles. That does include 3 little extra stages. We did 2 pre-stages to go from the most northern point in mainland Britain, that I can't remember the name of at the moment. And I'm also doing some little island trips, just to sort of incorporate things like the Shetland Islands and the Aucklands. So we go even further north and further south, do Isle of Wight, things like that. And of course the mad idea of streaming it all live, which I suppose is a good way of proving that I'm doing it. And that is what you're seeing here. So what you're seeing here is a picture of me riding a bike nowhere, and the map, as you can see, is where we are at the moment, which I can't see very clearly, but we're just leaving a place called Glendevon. We're in a little village called Dollar, so in Scotland. We got there by going past Glen Eagles from Perth, and now we're heading towards Falkirk. I also make sure that when I do the each stage, that I go from a place that you can stay at to a place you can stay at. So do it as you would do it in reality, kind of thing. So as I say, we've left a little hotel in Dollar, and now we're heading towards Falkirk, and we're going to be staying in the city centre Premier Inn, I think. Is that what it's called? No, Premier East. Maybe Falkirk's not a city. Premier Inn East, Falkirk. I got that right, didn't I? Yeah. I'd normally put up photos of the little B&Bs and things that we stay in as a bit of interest, but I didn't put any up. The Premier Inn, I'm sure you know what Premier Inns generally do look like. Um, this won't be quite as far a ride as the last 2 or 3 have been, which actually, as I say, I'm looking forward to it not being. To be honest, since Sunday, it hasn't been too bad on the rides themselves. Um, the technical problems and things that have come along the way have probably been the bigger issue that's tried to test me. But yeah, physically they've been okay. So I'm setting out on this one with a lot of confidence. That will probably start draining away halfway through, but we'll get there. Even if somebody has to come around and push me. And the idea is to stream 5:30 in the each weekday evening, although that has eluded me on most occasions at the moment, just by the problems it's setting up. I'm sure it will get better as it goes along. And 2 o'clock on weekends. So try and keep it around that time. If it hasn't started at that time, pop back a little bit later. It just means that there's something not quite working at that particular point. I will do my best every evening that I'm going to be streaming to do it, so I will persevere. The whole object of the whole thing, whether that be the streaming, the riding, whatever, is to not give up. And I probably won't be streaming on Fridays. Certainly not this Friday. And I think I will probably make Fridays my rest day. Mainly because that's a good day for me to have a rest day, because I take medication that means that wouldn't be a great day for me to ride anyway. So seems a sensible plan to make that my recovery day. The other thing we do when there are a few people on in the chat is we play a little game. This one I have not divided into 2. I'm saying that to the people that would normally know it, because then they'll know what not to do. So it's very difficult to see on this one, actually. In fact, I'm looking at my screen. You can't see it at all. Right. So I'm going to have to explain this a little bit. At the top of the screen, there is a number of figures. The one next to the time, the duration, which is obviously the clock going on, is the distance, and that's in miles. So as you can see, it says 1.6 miles. Remember that. At the bottom of the screen, there's a white squiggly line. That's the elevation, but it's also the whole length of the course. So the beginning of the line on the left is where I started from. A little bit along from that line is a red line. That's where we are at the moment. And you're going to have to trust me on this one, because the rest of the course, you can see the line disappears. halfway along before it gets to the little picture of the map. Okay, no viewers. That's obviously, I wouldn't be on it either if I had been watching something for 5 minutes and every time after about a mile and a half it cuts out. Hopefully people will join back in a bit. I think we got one person, but that could be me. Who knows? Well, I shall carry on riding in silence until people join in the chat.
So guys, I just thought I'd cut in here and say, you can obviously tell by my frustration over the last minute that the internet has been really playing up during this stream. It carries on doing that. There's a few breaks in it, but luckily for any of you guys watching it now, it's all kind of been edited together, and I've managed to sort of cut out all the rough bits. But there will be a few jumps. You'll see a few little jumps in the mileage. Just bear with that. Basically, that's obviously where the internet wasn't running while I was cycling. You saw a little jump just a minute or so ago. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video anyway. It kind of works now, it's all put together. Enjoy.
Well, the trainer's working nicely, although it did struggle to start with. Oh, not the trainer so much, the Bluetooth. My computer, for some reason, does not like connecting to 4 devices on Bluetooth at the moment. It basically hangs itself every time I try and do that. But at the moment, touch wood, the trainer's working okay. The only thing that isn't working okay is the jolly old internet. And unfortunately, I don't own the internet. That is, it is what it is. And if it decides to go down, it decides to go down. I have no control over it. So I have to work with it. I should have made a note of the where the internet went down, where I was on the map. And then I can record that little bit of map. I might do that anyway. I'll be able to see afterwards. I'll do that tomorrow during the day, because then I can edit that part of the map back into the video, and just so that it's got some continuity on the map itself. And I do want to have every little bit of it on there map-wise, because it's kind of like proof that it's done, from my own point of view, that is, anyway. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat there, just in case somebody from Facebook chats on it because I can only see the YouTube chat here. Right, let's wind it up a little bit. Let's get up to 10, 11 miles an hour. Try and keep that steady all the way home now. Hi Ed, how's it going, mate? Had a few problems today. That's a surprise, isn't it? Up and running now. £350 worse off, but hey ho. I don't know if you were on earlier before the internet went down, but I was saying you'll have to trust me that the white line at the bottom is there. It obviously goes right down to sea level, that line. I can actually see it myself, although even me, there are two little bits that kind of look like they're missing, because obviously the graph only goes down to sea level, and it is the fact that from that point where the line looks like it disappears, it is just a flat, almost completely flat line, obviously running along at sea level from that point up to where where it finishes, just before the picture of the monkey. Evening, Deanne. It's not, is it? Okay. I'll have a look. Ed, see if I can do something about it. Right, I've got chat there. Chat box. There's the chat box. That made any difference? Doesn't look like it. Very strange. That's okay that you can only see you and Ed in yours, Deanne, because there is only you and Ed that have been chatting. So yours is working all right. The one on the actual screen doesn't seem to be. Just gonna get off the pedals a sec so I can. I'm going to take the chat box out and then put it back in again. Right, see if I can do that before I lose the trainer. Chat box. Yes, 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 and there we go. As if by magic. Some things, you see, I'm an absolute genius out on the computer. Other things, not a clue. I was going to say I'll explain my day just so I can get it over and done with, but I'll probably end up explaining it to Nick or Sean or somebody else. But basically, the reason why it started a bit late was partly because obviously I couldn't get the trainer working, and I've worked out now that there seems to be a pattern that I connect all the Bluetooths up, I put the trainer in, and then the computer completely hangs itself, go back out, restart it. So once if I go back out of it again, restart it, connect the Bluetooth up again, everything seems to be fine. So my new plan of action the next time I do it is to not connect to the stream at all to start with, go through that process, get the trainer up and running first, then I'll have to do it while I'm kind of like pedaling every now and again, then get the stream up together, and hopefully that'll be the best way to go about it. But I was already running late, so yeah, this is my story of the day, I suppose. I was already running late because I was setting up the camera and put the camera on the tripod. It's got a locking mechanism, so it's locked it in there. Did a bit around it, shifted the wires around, did this, did that, blah, blah, got it lined up, and then so it already been. I knew it was connected and everything. Walked away from the tripod, crash. Camera's there on the floor, smashed lens. Still cannot fathom how that happened because the lock was still locked. So it's the Houdini of cameras. So somehow it managed to unlock itself, fall to the ground, jump back up, lock itself while I wasn't looking. I don't know what happened basically, but so that meant one smashed lens. That's my wide angle lens. Obviously only got one wide angle lens because it cost an absolute fortune. So I now have another lens on. It's one that it's my kind of general use lens in a way, which does everything telescopic, a certain amount of wide angle, does macro, but it does not get in as close as the wide angled lens. So I've had to alter it. That's why I'm kind of stretching that way a little bit to get to anything, because I've had to bring the bike further back just to get the bike in. So this lens is the other lens. I can bring the bike right up to it and you still get everything in. It's much better at focusing this lens, although you can see it kind of slightly going in and out. Well, that's it focusing, so I had to put up with that. So yeah, after thinking, well, it was a bad day yesterday, hopefully today's going to be better. It kind of wasn't in a way really, but the way I look at that was a pretty big disaster. So whatever happens on the ride from now on ain't going to be as big a disaster as that. Well, unless the actual body of the camera decides to catch fire or something like that. But, I'm planning on that not happening. So I quite like the lens that I've got on at the moment. When I get more time tomorrow, I'll be able to jiggle around with the setup a bit more. So obviously I was limited for time then because I was kind of all up ready, and now I've had to do all sorts of things. I've now got an umbrella, big golfing umbrella attached to the tripod, which is good in a way because on another day, on another setup, if I've got it set up like that and it starts to rain, camera's fine. All I've got to worry about is the laptop, and in this particular setup don't have to worry about the laptop because that's in the shed there. So the only bit of electrics I'd have to worry about, not that I think it's going to rain today, but on a future situation, would be to just put a cover over the back of the trainer and I can carry on in the rain then. So slight silver lining to it. I was saying to one of our neighbours, because they brought us some milk round, I was trying to convince myself I never really like that lens anyway, so I did actually always feel, if I'm honest about that lens, sorry, I'm just gonna make sure my earplug is in better. If I'm actually honest about the lens, I always felt like the autofocus didn't really work properly on it, like there was a slight fault or something with it. So we'll see. I think I know what my birthday present's going to have to be. I might have to wait till after my birthday though, because I would certainly not buy a Nikon lens without actually seeing it in real life, unless it was very, very cheap, which they're not. So, got a guess. Already, Anita saying 20.5. Yeah, we're back to the old-fashioned way today. One leg, no brake. Well, obviously I'll probably stop and wind the pedal around a bit. Just because the brake is, it's good. I think when it's a more relaxed situation, like at the weekends and what have you, the brake's okay, because if it takes 10-15 minutes to set up the next leg, it doesn't actually really matter, does it, at the end of the day? But it's a bit stressful thinking everything's gonna go poop up. So Anita has guessed 20.5. Yeah. We got 4 people watching now. So yes, I'm going to do it very briefly this time because I explained it a little bit ago. Guess how long this stage is going to be? That's the game. The prize is not a lot, but it's a good fun. Look at the mileage at the top. The one that says distance, it's reading 5 at the moment. It reads in miles, so that's 5.0 miles. Look at the squiggly line at the bottom. You're going to have to trust me that that white squiggly line goes from where it starts on the left to about, well, it depends on the size of your screen really, but almost up to the picture of the monkey. The reason you possibly can't see the whole of that white line is because for some reason the journey from that point on is right along sea level, and it's just flat all the way along there. So look at that line, and then also look at the red line. There's a red line vertical. That's where we are at the moment. So use all them little bits of information and have a guess. See what you think. I had a look at my bottom bracket. I can't see anything wrong with it. That clicking noise. Oiled the chain, cleaned it off, oiled the chain. That's okay. Certainly not clicking as much as it was. Put a little bit more grease in it. There was one little worrying fleck of metal. That could have been anything. But it certainly doesn't feel like it's grinding or anything like that. So I think we'll have to do like we have to do with any of these bits and pieces. It is what it is. It might just carry on making that noise for hundreds and hundreds of miles, or there might be an issue. And if there is an issue, we'll deal with it when we come to it. I might get some advice off James as to what spares bottom bracket wise I should have available. I've done that with the cogs and things now, because at the end of the day that'll be useful when I'm riding normally, and then kind of have those in situ so that if it does go wrong, we're not waiting a week before I can ride again. At least we'll only be waiting maybe a day or two or something like that. Lucy and Matt are watching and said hi. They can't get on chat. If they're watching on YouTube, I think to get on chat on streams, you need to have your, well, you know that anyway, don't you? Because we did that for you. You need to have, at least have a YouTube channel, which is very simple to do. I'm just going to start my, I can't remember what we went into, what it was called now, but I think you just go into my channel, and if you haven't got one, it just talks you through setting it up, takes about, well, it'd take less than 5 minutes, didn't it, basically? And then magically, once you've done that, the little chat bar at the bottom becomes available, where it says chat publicly as, and it'll have your name, because you have to have a name for it to be able to chat, basically. Right. This is going to test everybody's patience. I'll put it on that. Hopefully I'll see the chat. I thought while everybody's coming on, I will see if I can pages. Just seeing there's a way that I could. I don't think I can. I'll go as slow as I can until people catch up. We are still live. I've already invited Lucy. So I can't invite again. So if you still nobody watching anyway. So. So we've got 2 people. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. I don't know who's back on now. Who isn't? Who's back on? I'm back on. I'm just, well, not carrying on because I've had to stop to restart it. And wait till whoever was on is back on, and then just so I can explain. So I think we're just going to have an evening of the internet bugging out. Just be bit by bit. Hopefully it will simmer down soon. I think it's just everybody getting back from work, and every man and his dog is getting on the internet, and there's only so much to go around. It's not like these big Asian countries with super duper fibre optics, broadband and all that kind of stuff, is it? We're a bit of rusty old copper wire. Tarnished copper wire, doesn't exactly rust. So I think we're slowly getting everybody coming back to it. Thank you for your patience in doing that. Nope, they've gone away again. Hi Matt. You found out how to do the chat then. Thank you for coming and joining in this. This is kind of the exercise streaming version of watching paint dry. But we try to make it as interesting as possible. But it's nice to see you there. I'm not getting any chat up on. I've had to come back to you. I see. I've gone back to the multi-stream one just to see whether it'll come up on there. Yeah, so I can only see YouTube chat anyway. So unfortunately, if you're on Facebook and chatting, I may not see it. If I don't reply to you, then that's why. I'm guessing you're on YouTube, Matt. How are you two anyway? Locked down together, I guess. Better than locked down apart. Yeah. I think because otherwise it doesn't recognise the name, basically. Hi, Joe. Joe's put, hi, Rich. Late to the stream tonight. Hope you're okay. I could read that two ways considering what's happened. That sounds like you're telling me off for being late to my own stream, but I know what you mean. We've had a few issues. At the moment, we're getting the internet just going on and off. So hopefully most people are back on there now, and just in case it happens again, if the internet bugs out again, it tries to reconnect on the stream, but it won't, so I have to basically restart the stream. So if it goes off, give it a minute, because sometimes it will reconnect if it hasn't completely kind of cut it. If it doesn't come back in a minute, then I will stop the stream and start it again. So what you just need to do basically is cancel the one you're watching. When I do it on the phone, I usually go completely out of YouTube and back in again. But you need to give it another minute, because it takes me a minute or two to log it back in. So wait a minute, go make a cup of tea or something like that, log back onto YouTube or Facebook, and hopefully you'll see the next one. As long as it's got the red live underneath it, then that's the one that you want to be clicking on basically. If there isn't one with a red live on it, that means I'm not quite back on yet, because I can't say how long. It seems to be just going off intermittently, which is cutting the stream. We're both okay, thanks. Yeah, Linda's working from home. Obviously, I got the letter because of certain health issues and things like that. I'm an at-risk, so I couldn't work, and I can't work from home, obviously, because my job's looking after people. So basically, I go in and look after people during the night. So I can't really do that from home. That doesn't really work out. So yeah, I'm furloughed at the moment, which is okay. Which is why I'm doing this in a way, because it gives a bit of money back to our place as well as the NHS. Joanne and Deanne, Joanne and Deanne, or Joanne and Deanna. No, that's not right. Joanna and Deanne. There you go. Are chatting to each other. Yeah, so basically doing this, John O'Groats to Land's End on a bike trainer for NHS Charities Together and Gloucester House Addictions Rehabilitation Centre. So Joanne, Joe, babe, if Sean's being posh and chatting on Facebook, I don't think, for some reason, like it's happened before. Oh no, it's come back again now. Right, I've got the multi-stream up, so if Sean was there, then I think being special and being on Facebook, I think his chat will come up now on there. Most of the usual gang are here. Nick's not yet. He might be here later. I was speaking to him today. So yeah, the story today was I was late with the stream because in setting it all up, somehow my camera managed to jump off the tripod, undo the lock that keeps it on the tripod, and jumped a bid for freedom onto the patio and smashed the lens. It isn't just a webcam, it is a DSLR Nikon D7100. So I wasn't too pleased about that, but it's I think I'm just having a couple of those days where my carrots is being tested, so hopefully I'll pass. So the lens that I had to put on it isn't as ideal as the other one, because the other one was a wide-angled lens, so I have to get it nice and close up to the bike. This one's as far back as it can be at the moment against our window, and I like to have my hand to be able to get into. This is a shed here, and that's where all the electric gubbins for the laptop and all of that kind of stuff is. The reason I do that is because obviously I've got the sun blazing in behind me. If I have the laptop outside, which I do on occasions, it's very difficult to see the screen. So this kind of normally works quite well. So I had to tinker about, and then the computer did its usual hang itself on the multi Bluetooth devices that have to be connected to get the stream working. And then we've had the problems with the internet dropping out, which from little chats I've had, it seems to be pretty much countrywide at the moment that the internet has gone downhill drastically over the last 2 or 3 days. It seems strange, because you would have thought there's no more people using it now than there was at the beginning of lockdown now. In fact, a few people apparently have gone back to work, haven't they? So, but it is what it is. Grabbing a big chunk of wood at this moment in time. The trainer is working, the internet is working, we're going along, you're all chatting, and I'll introduce to Deanne and Joe. I'll introduce Matt, who is a bit like some of the people on here. Most of the people that are on here are couples. Joe and Sean go on separately. You know Ed and Anita, so they're kind of like one entity under one name. Matt is Matt and Lucy. Lucy is Ed's daughter. Matt is Lucy's partner. So Matt and Lucy. We have Deanne. She's a bowling friend. Oh, cup of tea from the Macaroni Cafe. Thank you, Mrs. Macaroni. Never put a cup of tea on a laptop. It's a really stupid thing to do. Thank you. So Deanne is a bowling friend of ours. Her husband is called Chris, and he is possibly, because he's got nowhere else to go, sat next to her. Joanna is known as Joe, or Babe to me, is also a very good bowling friend and friend. They're all friends. Her husband, it really seems weird to say her husband, thinking it because obviously I remember them when they weren't husband and wife, but they are now. Her husband is Sean, who's my best mate. He may be on later. It's just me. He's driving. Oh, are you shopping? And then we have a few other reprobates who come and join in on occasions. Miles sometimes joins in, Nick sometimes joins in, and we have a few people who join in not chatting, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to join in and not chat one day. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Not very much fun. So it's my job is to cycle and chat, which is not easy. Almost halfway through this one. I'm not doing as long as a stage as I have done what was it? Saturday, Sunday, Monday were longish. Monday was the longest, I think. So I'm having a slightly shorter one today. How long will I be doing tomorrow? I don't know, because I have to be honest, I haven't, once I've finished this, apart from probably spending all day splicing all the little bits together to make this into one, because obviously every time it stops it becomes another stream. So I'm going to have to do quite a bit of video editing, which is very new to me, and make it try and look like one stream, just because I don't want lots of little streams on there. Yeah, Matt and Lucia in London Village. So yeah, I'll have to do another batch of, because I have to map them all out on the trainer. It's a bit clunky, this training system, but it's the only one that I've got that can do a Google map, so that I can actually do the whole thing. So basically, obviously, I've got a map planned out, a route planned out from top to bottom, and I just take sections of that. To add it into the trainer, you need the postcode, so I find places. Oh, just in case Matt and Lucy don't know, to try and make it realistic, I start and stop at places to stay, because that's what you do if you were cycling from John O'Groats to Land's End. So today we set off from, I can't remember the name of the place. It was very difficult to pronounce anyway. So, a very nice looking hotel. Hello. Oh, thank you. That was Joe. Joe's just physically appeared through my shed. I just saw in the window. I think she may have dropped off some protein bars. Can't touch them yet. Got to defumigate them. Yeah, the weather is it's just looking there, because I did some washing earlier and Linda's put it out on the line, so it's all my stuff. It's all right. Yeah, the weather is fantastic today, actually. Yeah, last night it went real kind of tits up, and ended up doing what should have probably finished around about the time that this is going to finish. Ended up doing what, 20, I can't remember how far it was now, 20 something miles, and it took from 5:30 until 9 something. So cycling in the dark basically, which was interesting. Yeah, there was a big break in the middle because it all really went wrong somehow. I think I've had enough wrong today. I think I deserve a trouble-free from now on. It's a bag of surprises. A surprise by my gate. It's a bag of surprises. I love my friends. Oh, you've written it twice. I'm just gonna. I can't not look, can I? Come on. Oh, I think I didn't touch it. Protein bars. I got just like these. Yum yum. Grenade. Carb killers. High protein. Peanut nutter. And I think there's some of those but different flavours, so size 10. That'll keep me going for a while. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sean. I didn't see any cash in the bag though. Disappointed. How's the weather up your way? Down your way? Oh, I only wrote down one of the guesses. And okay. I think it was just Ed guessed, didn't you? If you can remember what your guess was, Ed, can you let me know if you're there. I've got Anita's. I think I was going to write yours down, and then it all cancelled. Of course, it's cancelled that chat from previous, and that was where the guesses were. Oh, I've got to concentrate on pedaling, haven't I? Never get there. Although we're up to 10 miles already, that's not bad. Roads back to normal. As in lots of traffic, I guess. Yeah, clear blue skies here. Some cloud over there, which yeah, you can't really see it in the camera. We have amazing view out that way, over the Cotswolds. Looks out all over the sort of the Cotswold fields and things, with the added bonus that you can see a bit of RAF Fairford, and it goes on for miles, and we get an amazing sunset sometimes there. You might pick it up when the sun goes down a bit. Yeah, it's kind of I like to do it this way because at least you get to see a little bit of sky, although most of it's brick wall. So if I do it the other way, all you get to see is the big window of our house. It's kind of like a floor to ceiling window, so you can watch me cycle and you can watch Linda watching telly at the same time, which I suppose it gives you a double interest, you know. That was very kind of Joe and Sean. He said he was going to throw them at me over the fence, so which is why I stayed behind this bit of the wall, because he can't get to me then basically, although he could throw them over the garage, I suppose. Okay, thanks Ed. If anybody else would still like to guess, then let's go ahead. At the end of the day, it's not like the prize is big. So, Deanne, if she's there, knows what to do. Matt and Lucy, if you want, you can have a guess each. What you do, and it's a little bit complicated this time because you can't see all of what you need to see. If you look at the top, it says 10.9 miles next to the duration. That's how far we've gone at the moment. If you look at the bottom, there's a white squiggly line that disappears off the bottom of the screen. That white squiggly line goes up to just before, and literally just before, the picture of the monkey. That's the actual length. Okay, so left hand side is the beginning, right hand side is the end, and you can see that there's a red line, vertical line. That's where we are at the moment. The actual white line is the elevation line, it's not the road shape. What you have to do is use all them bits of information and guess how long this route is, and the winner gets to be the winner. That's all I can offer you, basically. I could send, the prize could be a half-eaten protein bar. I'll send it in the post. What's Joe say? There's different types of protein bars and isotonic drinks in there too. Oh, thank you. Sean says he can still throw them at you. Oi, don't go nicking my bars, Mrs. Macaroni. They're mine. They're not Terry's. Do you want to hold them in front of the camera, show them what they bought me? No, just turn it round, and that's what Joe and Sean got me. Oh, I bet you chose that wrapping, didn't you, Sean? It looks like you. Thank you. My faithful assistant helped me out there.
I'll just sling it at you.
Lucy says 18. Okay. You would have thought Linda would say hello to you, wouldn't you? And that's 19. Yeah. The game's kind of gone to pot. So normally when we're doing it properly, we sort of say guesses within the first 3 miles. But hey ho. My ride, my game, my rules. Ed and Nick usually make up their rules as they go along anyway, so. Oh, changing road. Where are we going? Can't see what that is now. Oh, it's an A road. 976, something like that, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to change this. It's a bit awkward having to lean across like that. He did choose the bag. Hey. Linda! Mrs. Macaroni! Yeah. You're going to say hello to Lucy and Matt.
Hello, Lucy. Hello, Matt.
Hopefully you heard that. You have to shout it louder.
Hello, Lucy. Hello, Matt.
That's better. It's got to go through my ear somehow. Mind you, it could go through that ear and out the other side. It probably worked just as well. Yeah, she said hello. They said her hello, I think. So. Microphone keeps coming out. Hey Lucy, earbud works brilliantly as a microphone while you're riding your bike. So it has another use. I was wondering how I was going to do this because obviously having a microphone and you're doing this and things like that. I tried it with a static microphone, didn't work, and I didn't want to have to do like the back. Another internet dropout. There'll be a lot of splices in this, in the recorded version. So I think we might have people watching now. I think we're back. We are back live. Just so you guys can check, it is about 27 minutes past 7. Give or take 40 seconds with the delay. Just so you know you're watching live. Turn that down there. I had to check I was live myself. Again, apologies for that, but it is the internet. There's nothing I can do about it. This is the worst. We, on more than one occasion, have had the internet drop out once during the stream. Usually about halfway. Actually, sometimes usually about 5 miles in, isn't it? But, this is way more than normal. Yeah, as I say, I was talking to a few people. I was talking to Nick today about it, and his internet was going crazy. He was losing internet about every 10 minutes. Well, I think we've got some of the viewers back now. 4 viewers up on the screen, although I can't see who they are. I know that one, a chap. So I'll say that to the ones who just joined. Apologies for that. Again, internet is just dropping out all the time, but it's not just here. So yeah, that's true, Joe. Just getting Joe's chat coming up. I'm going to put it over on mainstream in a minute. The multi-stream seems to kick in a little bit later on, if it kicks in at all. Yeah, and it's difficult because I could stream at other times, but it's not really convenient for other people. So I think you guys, my regulars, if you're used to just having to sort of every now and again go back out of YouTube and re-find the live one, then that's how it'll have to be, hopefully. And it's not like it's a Friday or something like that, is it? It's just a day in the middle of the week, and yeah, as I say, Nick was having all sorts of trouble, and I heard other people on Facebook and things kind of saying that the internet is kind of it really is acting like it's becoming overloaded. And you can't blame anybody for that. I mean, it's one of the biggest sources of entertainment at the moment for people who are in lockdown. You know, they need it. It doesn't all belong to me, but I don't know. I had my bit yesterday. So very nervous about doing that, but I need to do it. So I just need to clear a warning, but that was from the previous one. I can see from this screen here at the moment I am still live because I'm watching myself. On that vein. Yeah, and it's on Ethernet, so it's I've done everything to make it as strong as possible. It wouldn't even run on Wi-Fi, so I had to get an Ethernet cable that could run from our router all the way out to here. It's a very long Ethernet cable, but I've been reliably informed that actually doesn't matter because unless you go over 100 meters, it won't affect the signal at all. What will affect the signal at all is everybody going on Facebook at this time of the evening. Don't do it. Well, go on Facebook and watch me. Yeah, all you millions of people, why aren't you watching me? Why can't I be the one that crashes the internet? Me. I'm guessing, thinking about it, Joe, that the internet usage will slowly ramp up because you'll get those kind of people that kind of use the internet a little bit, just use Facebook basically. All of those people are probably starting to get more and more bored, and they're starting to learn how to use the internet and social media, YouTube, all of that things more. So those people are using it more. So it will be increasing, won't it? As people get more and more bored and think, oh, I've watched enough telly, what else can I do? I better go on this internet thing. And I need to drink. It's very naughty of me, although I have had a cup of tea. I'm constantly watching the picture of me now. Oh, we're going across a big bridge. Nearly missed that one. What's the bridge, Joe? Didn't see it. Could be the bridge the same name as... I can't see. And you've got a little tiny picture up there because they've got all the other gubbins around it, basically. All the different scenes, all the different windows. Oh, getting some more chat on there now. Why am I getting chat there but not there? Oh, it's Jasmine saying that she had had problems, and she's right. It's not in our control. I I need to leave that one up there so I can see both lots of chats. Hello, Jasmine. Jasmine? Yasmin. I used to have an aunt, Jasmine. She was as mad as a box of frogs. I've forgotten her name the other day. I was trying to think because somebody was talking about Anglesey. They used to live on Anglesey. Yeah, I have a program. Not going to go into details that I live by. And one of the things we say is that we have no control over people, places, and things. And that is very true, Yasmin. We do. Clackmanshire. Wow, that's a weird name, isn't it? Clackmanshire Bridge. There's some pretty impressively big bridges along this east coast that don't seem to get noted. I'm guessing they're not as big as the Forth Bridge, which is also along the east coast, I suppose. But does that put us back on the A9 or we're on a different road now? Let's see. Sorry, Yasmin. I've just been told off on chat. You have no control over how I say your name. To be honest, it sounds like I don't either. So. Thank you for liking the stream, Yasmin. I don't know, you guys on YouTube may not be able to see Yasmin's chat. She's watching it on Facebook. And sorry for the disappointment. I would love everybody to like the stream on YouTube because it helps get the picture shown. It doesn't achieve anything other than that, other than apparently the more likes you get, the more it gets shared. Hopefully the more people will watch it, and that might lead to somebody donating to charities, which is the main thing at the end of the day. Unless it leads to me getting 4,000 subscribers, which is extremely unlikely. I don't achieve anything out of it, and I don't want to achieve anything out of it. But I do want to make as much money as I can for charities. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's kind of working properly for me in that I can see half sides. I've refreshed it so that it's come up a different colour. You sneaked onto Facebook there, didn't you, Joe? Did you sneak onto Facebook, or has that actually worked on YouTube? If it's worked on YouTube, then hey, £350 with a broken lens is all worth it. Just to see a like from YouTube. Please tell me that was from YouTube. You're going to tell me it's from Facebook, aren't you? I like likes. They make pedalling worth it. Thank you, Sean. Sean's definitely Facebook because he's oh, Kieran, nice to see you. I can thank you publicly for your donation. Very generous. Thank you very much. Everybody else who's donated, I've thanked when I've seen them on the stream. And this is the first time I've seen Kieran. Most of you know Kieran, I think. Yasmin may not, or may. He's a bowler. He's actually the chairman of the Bowlers Club. Ed sneaked onto Facebook as well. Everybody's sneaking onto Facebook to like the stream. If you like it, Kieran, press the like button, that'd be great. Yeah, the only people that Kieran may not know, although I'm not sure they've come back on yet. That's as much information as I've given away, Kieran. All your other secrets and skeletons are safe with me. Not that I know any of them, but I will keep those Polaroids safe. I think Matt was probably the only one, but I don't think he's come back on yet. Oh, Ed. So Kieran, yeah. So I said who Kieran is. All the other people are bowlers, you know. Yasmin, who I just called Jasmine for some weird reason, is Sean's mum. And Ed is my brother-in-law, Linda's sister's husband. And that's Anita. That's everybody that on chat, so you know. And thanks for your encouragement. I will keep going. I don't know if you've been watching at all before, but keeping going has not been easy today because the internet is going haywire and we've had to start the stream probably 3-4 times. Oh, Yasmin does know Kieran, there you go. He's a very popular man. Everybody should know him. So, how was your day, Kieran? I think I've asked everybody else except Yasmin. I have not asked Yasmin. So Yasmin and Kieran, how have your days been today? I'm quite glad this is a slightly shorter one than normal. Feeling it a bit in the legs today. I just realised something. Don't tell Mrs. Macaroni, but I haven't taken my pills today. I'll take those when I finish this. Ah. Good on you, Kieran. Wish I could. Missing work. Missing the guys really as well. You do that kind of work. The guys you work for kind of become, you know, like another family kind of thing. You do, like when you have your week off and things like that. And just stretch my legs. You really do miss them. So this long without seeing them, and obviously I know guys there now that weren't there when I stopped working. So although I keep up to date to get handovers on email, so I get a rough idea of what's going on. I had a letter yesterday from him. Hi Dave, motivation is struggling. Hello Barry Big What's it? Is that me or Kieran? You've never called me that before, so I'm guessing it's not me. Hello Sean. That's all I can say really to that. Should be getting hard. This is an easy leg, but it is. Carbonara tonight. What's everybody having? Or had, even. Some people it's going to be had, I suppose. A lot of people it's going to be had. We always eat late. So, next subject. What you're having for tea? Dinner? Whatever you want to call it. Supper? Tea? I'll call it tea. Did Sean, thank you very much. I am extremely grateful. I owe you a beer or two, so you're not drinking at the moment. A Diet Coke. Me and Sean, we're up there with we drink soft drinks and watch ladies' bowls because that's the way we roll. No. Good. Oh, the Hicks family seem to all seem to be curry makers. I think I need to go around their houses for tea more often. Well, I say more often. I don't think I've never been around Yasmin's for tea. I'm inviting myself now. I can do that as a world famous YouTuber of 6 or 7 fans. I will taste one of your curry, or Liam's curry anyway. You make a good curry. And don't answer that with it depends how long you're cooking for. Ah, dad jokes. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Brother. We never did street talk where I came from when I was a kid. Came from up north. It didn't really sound right, you know. Alright, blood. How are you doing? Blood, blood. Burgers and chips. Can't go wrong with that. We have a packet of burgers with a barbecue's name on it. Me and a barbecue are going to meet up with them burgers, probably at the weekend. Drinks. Drink. I am going to have an alcohol-free beverage of some sort tonight because I want to. I might have a botanical. Not that one that I had when we did the quiz. Tasted like distilled plasters. "24 subscribers. Woohoo! What's that? Another 3,986, is that right? 76 to go. And we'll be monetarised. I don't think I want to be monetarised. Sounds very complicated. This is complicated enough without adding that to it. If by some weird and wonderful chance that happened, then that money would go towards the charity as well. So it's not going to happen. Takes about 2 years, I think, doesn't it? Because you've also got to get so many hours. I was talking to Ray Kit, a YouTuber friend of mine. Yeah, takes it just from the start, even if you're pretty successful, takes 2 years roughly. You really got to be, yeah, if you want to be like a proper YouTuber, you know, doing like the games and all that kind of stuff, you really got to know that you want to make it and believe that you are going to. I was always told that the YouTube notifications come up a lot slower than most, as far as like when the streams start. I've just seen a notification come up on my laptop telling me that this stream has just started. You certainly can, Joe. When all this is over, I'm hoping that I will be a fully qualified barbecuist. I'm going to hone my skills during these lockdown times, see what weird and wonderful things I can cook on a barbecue. Try a roast. Got the pizza stone, so it turns into a pizza oven, so I'll do that. Done fish, done the obvious burgers and sausages, that seemed to work out okay. Wonder if you can cook a rhubarb pie on a barbecue. Don't know why I thought rhubarb pie. Rhubarb crumble. That's one of my favourites. Are we there yet? Can't be far away. Okay, Nice to see you, Kieran. Thanks for coming on and supporting it. Have a nice dog walk. Yeah, oh, we can do that. How do you prefer? Do you prefer it? Well, what I would normally do, being an expert of 2 barbecues now, and not having ever cooked it on the barbecue, what I would always do for the first time, I would wrap it in silver foil with a bit of butter in there, and maybe a few bit of seasoning or something. Put it on the barbecue, kind of like in the oven version, lid down. Cook it generally, then near the end, take it out and chuck it on the actual barbecue itself, just to get a bit of on it. Would that be the best way? I fried potatoes on the barbecue the other day. They were nice. Parboil, cover them in a bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, straight on the barbie. Skins on, round slices. Sort of thick round slices, as though you're kind of making fried potato, but slightly thicker. They were delicious. It's a funny little hump in the road. It's not a hump in the road, really, it's a bend. Well, I thought that might be the way. Oh, legs are giving up. Come on, wake up, legs. You're nearly there. You gotta be. What's that? Can't really. I can see the line now, the red line, but actually, there's still a little bit to go yet. Now I'm pushing it. Naughty, shouldn't do that. Make sure you make it. My legs, if I go over 12, just in case most of you know me anyway, but just in case there's other people watching who don't, I'm not a professional cyclist, and I have an autoimmune condition, which the one thing it does do is affects the power that you have. So like things like my grip and things like that won't be as strong as it possibly could be. So I'm probably quite a girl when it comes to, no offense to girls. I say that because there's an average of what a woman does power wise on a bike, because they do it, you know, when you look on these trainers, there's average to what a man does and that kind of thing. I'm going to be around the woman's kind of thing because I don't have the power necessarily, but what I do have is the staying power. So some people may be able to shoot along at 15 miles an hour on the bike. I don't know what an average speed for a professional is. Probably up in the 20s maybe, I don't know. This is my speed, and if I try and go over it, I'll just burn out. So it's what I do. It's what I do. I've got other friends as well who cycle kind of around about my age, and they're all round about that kind of speed anyway, so maybe it's not that. But yeah, and you have the full muscular and skeletal rheumatoid arthritis. I am told it affects the ability have strength in the joints. Well, I think my grip's quite good. I can undo the odd gyro jab every now and again. Not totally useless. You can chuck a bowl up the bowl screen at a fairly decent pace. The direction it goes is maybe a bit dubious, but you know, gets there. A bit like the cycling, gets there, just might take a slightly different direction. Yeah, that noise is certainly a lot less. Maybe just try and get a little bit more grease in there. I mean, I did oil the chain, as I say, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with the chain really. I kind of just do it because I like oiling the chain, it's therapeutic. It's very sad, isn't it? I like oiling with the dry lube, that's therapeutic. Wet lube is just oiling a chain, that's just boring. And I'm starting to talk nonsense. Ah! I can see a little red marker with a little red flag in it, which is a very welcome sight. That will be the Premier Inn East, as we are, as we speak, riding through Falkirk. Famous Scottish town, beginning with F. I know nothing about, and probably should do. Can't I just nip over that road a bit quick? Nobody's looking. Barbecued pom bears are quite nice. How do you barbecue those? They just disappear, wouldn't they? Just go up in flames. Did you accidentally drop a packet on the barbecue and found out that it tastes quite nice? Come on, don't give up now. I'm not going to give up now. Stop talking to yourself, Richard. There's people here to talk to. Nick! Oh, tell me about it, Nick. I know you've been having trouble with your internet, your end. That's come back to bite me bad here. No, we've had the rest of the stuff has worked really well. I say apart from dropping my camera and smashing one of my lenses. Other than that, it's all worked okay. The train has worked okay. The only problem we've had has been, which has been a problem, the internet just going out. I don't know what it's been like. I mean, while it's been running, certainly on my phone, because I'm watching the actual YouTube channel here, it's looked okay. I mean, I don't know about you guys, whether it's in between it going off, has it kind of been running smoothly? Yeah, it must be difficult because obviously where you are, Nick, you're kind of like slightly off the beaten track. Well, I suppose anyway, a lot of places are off the beaten track. There'll be long lengths of cable to get to your village, won't there? It is a short session. It's under 20 miles, maybe. Yeah, it's under 20 miles. That is a short shank, blah, blah, blah. It's a short session. We were heading up towards 30 until this one came along. I'm glad we didn't get there. So, talking of short sessions, I can't talk. I'm doing too much of it. 19.8. Don't get to 20. Prove me wrong. So, we're just about any second now to finish. We're going to finish on 19.8 or 19.9. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. $19.9. So we have a winner, and it's Ed. Ed was 1/10 away with 20. Anita was the next nearest, 20.5. Matt was the next nearest, 19. Lucy was 18. A little bit further away. Well, Rob has liked the stream. I was talking to Rob today, actually. He's an old friend of mine, and top bloke. Learnt a lot from Rob over various things. That's another story for another day. Thank you, Rob. And thanks to everybody who supported me through this and stayed with it. Thank you for your patience. It isn't usually that bad, but then if I say that now, it might be worse tomorrow. But we got there. Again, we got there. Thank you. I have given the score in, and I think that's basically all that I have left to do. If you want to come and join the stream tomorrow, hopefully we will start at 5:30. And if you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, especially on the YouTube one, because that gets it around the place. And I'll leave it at that. So thank you very much, everybody. Love in abundance. Stay safe. Peace out.